Okay. Thank you, doctor.
हेल्थ की हर जरूरत के लिए एम फाइन डाउनलोड द ऐप नाउ.
I'm fine. Thanks to I'm fine.
Race to the playoffs, well and truly on. What a game this is. U Mumba versus Jaipur Panthers. The first match of 3 tonight. This is the biggest rivalry in Pro Kabaddi.
Yeah, huge. You somehow look at these two teams and you wonder what happened over the past few seasons, to be very, very honest, and why they are finding themselves where they are in the points table. A win tonight will take U Mumba to top 6. But again, it's beyond the point academic because they've got other teams also in the hunt.
Yeah, we had the toss a few moments ago. Fazal Attochali should be the man to watch in how he stops Arjun Deshwal. They won the toss. They chose court, and that means it will be Jaipur to raid first.
Line drawn. Game on. Kel Kabaddi.
Das Kabaddi, Naam Kabaddi, 8 Kabaddi, 7 Kabaddi, 6 Kabaddi, 5 Kabaddi, 4 Kabaddi, 3 Kabaddi, 2 Kabaddi, 1 Kabaddi.
Jaipur Panthers, it is to kickstart proceedings. Arjun Deshwal, a man who knows a thing or two about being a part of U Mumba and vice versa.
Yeah, he knows them, they know him. Makes for a great clash. I've got RK alongside myself, Suhail Chandok in the com box for you in this one. Fazal Attochali, left corner. Arjun Deshwal, a man that he groomed last season, raiding up against him. What a spicy contest this promises to be. And he's claiming a touch on Rahul Setpal. Sliding toe touch out of nowhere. That was glorious.
I did actually hear Fazal Attochali saying, Koi nahi, koi nahi.
He's been working on his Hindi. Fazal is a very good communicator and a man who communicates through the running hand touch. Abhishek Singh, U Mumba, loss, win, loss, win, loss. They'll be hoping that means there's a W at the end of that tonight. But it's been a stop-start campaign for the Season 2 champions. So too for the inaugural champions, Jaipur.
The Raider, I thought, was always going to be the favourite, but the whole defensive unit of Jaipur Pink Panthers coming to the rescue. It's a big risk that Jaipur Pink Panthers took so early on in the game, but it's paid off.
And this is where Brijendra Singh Chaudhary is a crucial cog. He is the right corner. A lot of talk about him coming into this season. He came into the side late as a late addition to the squad because of COVID reasons as well. And what an impact he's made early here. Last 5 games for Jaipur, similar to U Mumba. 2 wins, 3 losses.
Yeah, not much of a difference as far as the form guide is concerned. They would want to stem the rod, of course, to back-to-back defeats. Arjun goes back quietly. For all the talk about the individual battles, one versus another, I think there's also this mini battle between Abhishek and Arjun Jaiswal themselves.
Yeah, fantastic. Because, RK, like you said, there's a battle of pride, isn't there? When you are a top raider in the sport, 2 former teammates suddenly split. There's certainly a battle of pride. What Arjun has for him is Ajit Kumar as a brilliant foil, gets the bonus, opens the account for U Mumba. Sanjeev Kumar Balyan, former U Mumba coach. The underlying stories between these two sides, therefore the intensity is palpable when it comes to any U Mumba versus Jaipur fixture.
I thought he almost entered the lobby. That was very, very close, I thought. Sachin Narwal, nobody really looked at that, or nobody wanted to look at that, perhaps at that stage.
And Sachin Narwal in the side ahead of Deepak Navasudha tonight. Rajguru Subramanian, the youngest coach out in Pro Kabaddi Season 8. Ajit Kumar, left raider. You've got Abhishek Singh, a right raider. They complement each other beautifully. But he gets through. Ajit Kumar, that could be a breakout raid already early in the game. Super raid to start the game for him. What A solid effort, that is a 4-point effort.
66.
Terrific effort from Ajit Kumar, but having said that, we did warn against Jaipur Pink Panthers being ultra aggressive in their defense earlier on, but that is wonderful. Just running away with things to begin with.
Now a do-or-die raid. If U Mumba's defense can stay quiet here, which they can't do because that was a sliding toe touch out of nowhere yet again. Arjun Deshwal is hurting U Mumba early, and that was against his former captain, Fazal Atrachali.
Oh, this was fantastic. This was just brilliant to see. He doesn't look like a big unit, but he just looks so good on the turn. And when he came back.
5-3. Jaipur well and truly in it. Abhishek Singh, 167 raid points. That running hand touch, we've spoken so much about it. It's the best in the business at the moment. You talk of Ajay Thakur's running hand touch in seasons gone by. He is the new master of the running hand touch. Deepak Nivas Huda tonight on the bench, not starting for Jaipur.
Yeah, interesting choice. I wonder why, because when I was just looking at the do-or-die raid just a while earlier, I thought he was one of the prime candidates to go and pick up points. That's the first thing that struck my mind.
And they've given away a bonus there. When Fazal is not on court, Arjun Deshwal knows he can create space for a bonus, gets it quite easily. He is going to be the key factor. How U Mumba deal with Arjun Deshwal will dictate how this game plays out.
It's fascinating to understand the graph of Fazal Atrachali throughout the course of the season. I thought in game number 1 against Bengal Bulls at the start of the season he was brilliant, but I don't think he had too many tackle points. His idea was to just stay active on the court, but somewhere down the line his form has been a bit iffy. You look at that average tackle points, I'm sure he could have and he would have wanted to be a lot better than that.
And actually, when you look at that average, most of it's come in the second half. So those numbers don't quite tell you the entire story. At pretty much the halfway stage, oh, that should be 2. Might be more than 1. He says maybe not more than 1, but again, U Mumba finding themselves in trouble versus Arjun Deshwal. They get away with it. Just about. Now a do-or-die raid.
A do-or-die raid. And it is Abhishek. Oh, that's gone. I guess it is Sandeep Dhul. He's stepped out, so that's a self-out. So he's picked up a point, or the team has taken a point at the moment. He's still going for it, but that's wise. Just come back because you've already picked up a point for your side.
And that's smart because it brings about a revival. Fazal will come back on court, so there's no need to risk anything more. But a silly error from Sandeep Dhul. There you go. That right foot stepping over the end line. That's a rookie error from a man who's been around a long time.
That's also the advantage that a tall raider has, isn't it? You just keep going back. You're not too sure about where you are.
Okay, that's why we keep saying maybe it should go to the raider, those line-out points, because it's the raider that induces the mistake. 221 raid points for Arjun Deshwal. What a season he is having. Outstanding numbers for a man who moved from U Mumba to Jaipur Pink Panthers. And again, gets the bonus. That is something U Mumba have had no answers to. Arjun Deshwal picking up the bonuses with ease.
I wonder what the game plan is against Arjun Deshwal. Are they trying to be extra cautious, or do they want to be ultra aggressive now that you don't have a Deepak Nivas Huda starting in that 7? Oh, this is fantastic.
All the work there was done by Bridendra Singh Chaudhary. From the right corner, he timed his run, and when the left side saw him coming, they knew they could pounce as well. Sandeep Dhul on the bench, they don't mind that. The skipper has had a stop-start campaign, just 44 tackle points. But the right corner, RK, he looks lively. Yeah.
Started off very well. Couple of points already, 2 tackle points.
And to your question earlier, to Arjun Deshwal, honestly, I don't think they have an answer. They seem like they don't really know how to stop him. And they don't want to take the risk when he looks for the bonus, because then it's a multi-point raid they give away.
My point really with respect to Arjun Deshwal is, can a Fazal Atrachali, I know it's a huge risk, can somebody go for it to begin with? Because I understand if he's absent from the mat, they struggle big time. But can they take a chance once against Arjun I'm
with you 100%. I think Fazal and Rinku have to do it. Yep, gets one. He's claiming a second. Abhishek Singh is claiming a second. And they'll review this here. I think the corner man is the second as well.
Number 3.
That's where Abhishek Singh had the extra space of the lobbies. Vishal.
2 points.
2-point raid.
U Mumba.
Brijendra and Vishal
56 out.
both going off. Vishal, in the absence of Sandeep Dul, had to play the corner. There's the touch. Then goes after the next man.
Yeah, technically they've lost a corner and a cover, isn't it? I know they were playing slightly different positions in this case, but technically they've lost a corner and a cover there. 8-6, good battle this.
Yeah, really good battle. And now look at where they're playing. Much higher. They've realized they've given him the bonus on more than one occasion. That combination of Rahul Setpal in the right cover and Fazal, that has to be the combination that stops Arjun Deshwal. Watch out for the right cover. He has to be the man who comes in with Fazal Atrachali, but instead he goes after the right in. Abhishek Singh has been tagged, his former partner in crime. That is a marvellous raid from Arjun Deshwal.
That is a wonderful raid, but I didn't mind this tactic from U Mumba. Exactly something that we were trying to point out here. You might as well try to go aggressive for a few minutes and see what happens. There's always this option of staying back. That is not a problem.
Yeah, but you say back to Arjun Deshwal and he will eat you for breakfast. So yeah, not a bad option. They have to take a risk at some stage versus Arjun, because Deepak Nivas Hooda on the bench, they then lack a lead raider. And that's where the all-out will come. But so far, Arjun Deshwal, 8 raids, 5 raid points. He has not been tackled once. Number 1, Fazal Atrachali. That man and Rahul Setpal, number 8. That's the combination that has to keep him down, with Rinku on the far side supporting them.
Remember, you've got the bonus line active here because you've got 6 members on the mat. That is smart, because he picked up a point, picked up Abhishek Singh the last time around, so that's a quiet raid. He can afford to do that. Still within touching distance, but 5 out of the 7 points have been picked up by Arjun Deshwal. U Mumba might want to look at that.
Oh. Abhishek Singh flattened.
1 point.
Look for the aerial leap. Ajit Kumar, the left raider. Look for an aerial leap on the left side of the defence. Nitin was there, just tosses him over. And everyone else just coming down on him quite hard. Abhishek on the bench knows that his left raiding support will join him. And now Shivam, the lone raider, left on court for U Mumba.
Good opportunity to pick up your first tackle points, perhaps, U Mumba. Sachin Narwal comes in. They haven't picked up a tackle point just yet.
11 minutes gone. Not one tackle point for U Mumba. Sachin claiming a touch.
Please.
U Mumba ready to review this angle. Might want to take a different look at it, because from here it doesn't look like he's got much contact on anything. We thought from the other side maybe the hand was dangling forward. I don't think that's the case. This should be a good example of it. Nope.
Yeah, this also tells you that it's not as close to the jersey as we thought it could be. So that is not the case, and it's not even close to the right corner there. So I'm not too sure how the officials on the mat did give a point, remember, to the raider. So there still has to be conclusive evidence to overturn that decision.
Exactly. That's going to be the tricky one. Now from this angle, it doesn't look like he's close enough to the jersey. He's taken a few looks, but just as you see it come past the blue side of that jersey, you'll still see daylight. There you go. You can still see daylight between the fingertips and the jersey. There's still a bit of a gap. There you go.
Yeah, the fact that the TV umpire is taking so much time tells you that he's struggling to find out a touch somewhere. That is one reason why he's taking a look at all possible angles, going back and forth on those frames.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Review unsuccessful. 1 point Jaipur Panthers. Captain, no more review.
Now I guess
1 point Jaipur Panthers.
there wasn't conclusive evidence, but yeah, you got to feel for Fazal with that review a little bit.
Yeah, how inconclusive was it, is my question, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, it's... Yep, I guess we had a different perspective here in the comm box. But at the moment, slender lead, and that'll grow. It'll now be U Mumba trailing by 2. Sandeep Dole came back on. Sandeep Dole makes an impact on Shivam.
Vivo, perfect fans. Just the perfect game to watch and enjoy this one between U Mumba and Jaipur Pink Panthers. I think on two fronts, U Mumba are struggling. One, of course, they've got to contend with an Arjun Deshwal coming in and picking up points. And secondly, the defense of Jaipur Pink Panthers is hammering them. 4 tackle points, nothing at all for U Mumba.
And this is the opportunity. U Mumba have been brilliant in super tackles, and they have not been able to tackle Arjun Deshwal yet. All 3 men on court, they could not have asked for better men in a super tackle. Rinku, Rahul Setpal and Fazal. This is the opportunity to pick up 2 points, but Arjun Deshwal, very, very wise. Takes his time, heads back. Now, can Rahul Setpal try and pinch a bonus somewhere? We've seen him in the all-rounder avatar, but Jaipur have their tails up now.
Look at that left corner. Look at where he's playing at the moment. Not intending to give a bonus at all by any stretch of imagination. Is that a touch? No, nothing at all. That's a quiet trade for Rahul Setpal.
Yeah, Jaipur certainly looking the more confident side at this moment. 1 versus 3. And it's Sachin Narwal this time, giving Arjun Deshwal a bit of a breather. He's got Fazal on the left corner. Rinku and Rahul on the far side. Yet again bouncing around, nothing yet. Which means the next raid for Jaipur will be a do-or-die raid. Back-to-back empty raids means a 3rd raid in succession becomes a do-or-die raid. Will Rahul Setpal look to risk anything? No, he doesn't. He says, let's play on that super tackle.
And that would mean 2 more points, which will make it all even. 8-10 at the moment. U Mumba are trailing Jaipur Pink Panthers by a couple of points here. Arjun Deshwal comes into raid.
This is a huge moment in the first half. There is a lot that is riding on this moment. Do or die raid. 3 premium defenders for U Mumba. 1 top-notch raider for Jaipur, who's been a part of this Mumbai side last year. Do or die raid. Under 10 seconds to go. Fazal bounces, but I think Fazal has stepped out. This could be a massive error from the skipper of U Mumba. And he doesn't have a review. U Mumba does not have a review. They used it already. And they are reviewing this now. They're coming together. He says, no, sir.
Wow, they don't have a review.
Rider shape, 1 point Jaipur Pink Panther. Jersey number.
So Fazal Atrachali will have to go back. Might want to look at this replay there. Oh yeah, I think it's his hand actually.
Substitution.
Left hand.
Left hand, yeah.
Fazal, what have you done?
To allow
All the
14
experience in the world. Unfortunately, a little bit of an error from Fazal Atrachali. And now, a different raider coming on. Kamlesh, the lanky raider playing his first raid of the game. Comes in as a substitute, do-or-die raid. And he has been picked up. Oh, needed just a hand to go out to the midline. Ever so close. But Jaipur's defense getting the job done. Can't quite understand how Kamlesh didn't make it to the midline. How good was that from Jaipur?
And again, the high risk, high reward for Jaipur Pink Panthers. I thought he had almost made it there. Wow, that was so close. And that is that. The first all-out of the evening. U Mumba are all out. What a start this is. What a game from Jaipur Pink Panthers. And all of a sudden, a 6-point lead for Jaipur Pink Panthers.
The story so far, 16 minutes in, U Mumba do not have a single tackle point. U Mumba don't have one single tackle point, with Rahul Setpal, Rinku, Fazal and Harendra Singh. And that tells you there's just been no conviction from that defense. Jaipur have 5. And at some stage, Fazal Atrachali is going to have to say, defense, let's switch on, get aggressive. Because that's when they're most lethal.
They just only have to look at what Jaipur Pink Panthers are doing. Jaipur Pink Panthers are playing this high line of defense. They are ultra aggressive. They are ensuring that bonus points aren't given. They are going for the tackle. There have been times when it hasn't paid dividends, but more often than not, in the first half, over the last 16 minutes, it has worked wonderfully well.
Look, 5 points is not a big lead, but it's the way that both these sides have approached the game. Again, bonus given. Arjun Deshwal yet again looks for it, and I think he's got it. Looked pretty good from that aerial angle. And it's just the approach. Again, 6 point lead now. U Mumba's defense, at some stage, have to take a risk.
And that smart play from Arjun Deshwal. The reason I say that is he knew Fazal Athruchali has been under pressure because he was self-out as well. Now look at that. This is still okay. I know U Mumba has picked up the point, but Jaipur Pink Panthers are pursuing their aggressive strategy, which has worked well for most parts of the first half.
Absolutely. Jaipur's defense very switched on. Nitin Rawal on that occasion, the second man to come in. Abhishek Singh doing a good job. And this is a big game as the world is watching the oldest rivalry in this sport.
16-12 here. Will be fascinating to see how Arjun Deshwal approaches this, because ideally, with just about 2 minutes remaining in the first half, he would want to be active on the mat.
Now, I love what he's doing now. Arjun Deshwal now is giving them a pretend look at a bonus. He had 2 fake looks because he thought, in comes the defense. And I think that's really smart raiding from Arjun Deshwal. He's luring the defense in because now he knows they are getting cagey, they're getting nervy, they want some contact. And I think that's where the error might come from U Mumba's defense. Abhishek Singh, meanwhile, 4-8 points. He's keeping U Mumba in it.
Yeah, not that U Mumba hasn't committed an error thus far tonight. They've been fairly ordinary as far as the defensive scheme of things are concerned. 0 tackle points, and we are closing in towards the end of that first 20.
And RK, disappointingly, only 5 tackle attempts. I just think they haven't really looked for the tackles either. There you go, first tackle point. Rinku on the right corner. Chain tackle. The chain comes down as the raider looks to attempt a dubki. And Sachin Narwal is plugged. That is the first tackle point for a side that rides on their defensive prowess.
Yeah, again, it is Sachin Narwal and it is not Arjun Deshwal. I wonder what Jaipur Pink Panthers were thinking in that sense, because you've got a raider who's been doing the job. With just about a minute to go, you might have wanted to send him just to unnerve the U Mumba defense even more. That was unfortunate. I think he did slip, and that is one reason why Jaipur Pink Panthers had more time than they initially thought.
Jaipur Pink Panthers.
Yeah, Abhishek Singh tripping. But again, credit to Jaipur, they were ready. Aggressiveness in the mindset, they were ready. He was already diving in, Vishal. And that's just a mindset of the Jaipur defense at the moment. Credit to them. Yes, he slipped, but I think U Mumba need to be a little wary. I'm surprised, RK, that they're not trailing by 10. To be honest, Jaipur Pink Panthers have looked the better side so far. U Mumba very much still in this game though. Only a 4-point deficit. And I have to say that Jaipur would have expected the way they played to be far more ahead. This is the tackle they wanted. Arjun Deshwal for the first time flattened.
U Mumba.
Slightly surprised by the strategy that has been employed by Jaipur Pink Panthers. Now, when Sachin Narwal got tackled, I expected Arjun Deshwal to come in for that raid. I thought that would have been a quiet raid. That could have been a quiet raid. Now he comes in with about 15 minutes on the clock. Now you don't have the luxury of Arjun Deshwal starting the second half. It reminds me of what happened to Bengal Warriors and Maninder in one of the games.
And that is a huge moment in the game. At the stroke of half-time, Arjun Deshwal visits the bench for the first time. And that means a bit of momentum going to U Mumba. Remember, U Mumba won the toss, and that means they will raid first in the second half. So they'll be hoping that they can build on a bit of good work that finally the defense has done towards the back end of that first 20 minutes.
Yeah, 17-14 in favor of Jaipur Pink Panthers. It could have been a lot more for Jaipur, but then you've got Patna Pirates up against Bengaluru Bulls. That's coming up next. And Triple Panga, match number 3. It is Puneri Paltan up against Surjit and Tamil Thalaivas. Off to a short little breather. We'll be back with lots more.
Show me the blaze.
My style is blazing. My style can outshine the stars and make the world shine. My style is 5G. The new Vivo Y75 5G. It's my 5G style.
Vivo.
किसने कहा कि हाई जंप ना ऊंचा नहीं कर सकती? रनिंग हैंड टच करके ड्रीम्स भी तो छुए जा सकते हैं। हर खेल कुछ सिखाता है, नए सपने दिखाता है। ड्रीम बिग, ड्रीम 11।
इस खेल में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व है और इसकी आदत पड़ सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें।
अरे कांग्रेट्स प्रभा, लड्डू मिल गए। हाँ, इनकी हेल्थ का
मम्मी आज पकौड़े और पापा के लिए करेले।
His reports are looking good. Well done, everybody. आप कैसे हो, मिस्टर गोवर्धन?
सच बताओ डॉक्टर, I'm fine. Thanks to M Fine.
हेल्थ की हर जरूरत के लिए एम फाइन। डाउनलोड द ऐप नाउ।
पहाड़ सामने आ जाए ये आगे बढ़ेगा, मौसम बदले पर ये ना झुकेगा। टाटा योद्धा, इसके मुकाबले में कोई नहीं टिक पाएगा। पावरफुल इंजन, मजबूत सस्पेंशन, बड़ी लोड बॉडी, ज्यादा कमाई और संपूर्ण सेवा का वादा। टाटा योद्धा, भरोसा हर कदम।
खुद को नहीं, इस दर्द को रोक।
पेश है आयोडेक्स रैपिड एक्शन स्प्रे, जिसके एक्टिव तत्व अंदरूनी सूजन घटाएं और सीधा दर्द पर असर करें। थोड़ी हिम्मत, थोड़ा आयोडेक्स।
7 करोड़ खिलाड़ी, 100 से ज्यादा गेम्स और मैदान सिर्फ एक। विंजो, अपनी मनपसंद गेम्स खेलो और करोड़ों इनाम जीतो। डाउनलोड द ऐप फ्रॉम winzocgames.com।
इस गेम में वित्तीय जोखिम की संभावना है और इसकी लत लग सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें।
Watch the Hero Indian Super League, Odisha FC versus Chennaiyin FC, 16th February at 7 p.m. Live on the Star Sports Network, Disney Plus, Hotstar and Jio TV.
Hero Indian Super League is presented by Hero Motocorp in partnership with Apollo Tires, Byju's Keep Learning, and Harry Match News.
आज का ऑफिसर कैसे बनता है?
टॉक करके कोई रॉक करके बनता है ऑफिसर। कोई क्लिक से अपने लॉजिक से अपने बनता है ऑफिसर। ग्रूव से अपने हर मूव से अपने बनता है ऑफिसर।
जो स्मूथ वही बनता है ऑफिसर, जैसे हमारी ऑफिसर्स चॉइस पैकेज ड्रिंकिंग वाटर।
Variety like no other. Only on Netmeds.
3 साल हो गए रिटायर हुए और कबड्डी का जुनून कम नहीं हुआ है। होगा भी कैसे, हाउजेट पे कबड्डी जो आ गया है। इस सीजन हाउजेट पर बनाओ अपनी कबड्डी टीम। डाउनलोड हाउजेट ऐप, टीम बनाओ और जीतो रिवार्ड्स। हाउजेट, कबड्डी का नया प्लेग्राउंड।
इस गेम में वित्तीय जोखिम की संभावना शामिल है और इसकी लत लग सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें।
डायरेक्ट प्लान म्यूचुअल फंड स्कीम्स में खुद इन्वेस्ट करने का एक ऑप्शन है।
म्यूचुअल फंड्स खुद ही
सी, जैसे मैंने फिट रहने के लिए ट्रेनर रखा।
तो दिखता ही है भाई।
और तू तो सेल्फ मेड है भाई।
देख, मुझे फिटनेस की नॉलेज है तो आई मेड माय ओन ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम।
और तेरे ट्रेनर के पैसे भी बच गए।
हाँ,
सेम विद डायरेक्ट प्लान। यहाँ मेरे कमीशन के पैसे बच गए।
सही है।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
Welcome back. It is Jaipur Pink Panthers that have got a lead, a marginal one at that. But you look at the number of tackle points. That tells you the story. That tells you the approach. U Mumba have been very, very quiet. I think those last couple of tackle points, or the 2 tackle points, have come up in the last, 45 seconds to a minute?
Yeah, they've been a bit dormant, U Mumba's defence. And that's not normal for them. As it stands, Jaipur Pink Panthers will slide into the top 6. It's a big game for both U Mumba and Jaipur. They're sitting 8th and 9th at the moment on the points table. The winner of this game goes into the top 6, but there aren't many games left. Only 3 games to go, including this one for both these sides. And there's some tough games coming up. Speaking of tough, Ajit Kumar in the tough move of the day so far. Got the bonus, then picked up 3 men on his way to the midline, found a bit of space with that right hand, getting through. But Arjun Deshwal on the other side as well, responding with a flash toe touch. That sliding toe touch has been gorgeous to watch.
It's wonderful to watch. It's great to look at those skills, but sometimes I think we are also being a bit unfair to the defenders. I would look at the tough moves and say the defenders of Jaipur Pink Panthers were seriously tough. Some of those moves were seriously the tough moves of the day for me, actually.
Yeah, they've been special, and so too this man. He's had the better Fazal Atachali tonight, but he's also had him this season of Pro Kabaddi. 3-1 overall. His former captain, Fazal Atachali. Second half action underway. And good little mix from Abhishek Singh. Looking for a diving hand touch. That would have been incredible to watch. The speed at which he came in. Smart play from U Mumba. They've got their tails up after those two tackles. Abhishek Singh just tempting Sandeep Dhul on the left corner.
And I guess U Mumba knows that this is the time to take advantage of the game. Because you don't have Arjun Deshwal active, because he was tackled towards the end of the first 20. And a huge opportunity for U Mumba.
Okay, I'm actually surprised that they didn't make a substitution, Jaipur, and bring Deepak Nivas down. At the half, you're allowed a free substitution. And with Arjun Deshwal on the bench, it would have been the perfect time to unleash Deepak Nivas for a small fraction, even if it was 5 minutes. Bring him on just to create a little bit of a flutter. Because Fazal during the break said, no Arjun on court, let's go for it. That would have been very different if Deepak came back on.
Yeah, this is well orchestrated, I guess, by Fazal Atrachali and Abhishek, because he's having a bit of a chat with Ajit. Abhishek, for the second time, has rushed into raid. So, but the surprise element is done and dusted, and he has picked up a point. He took his time, but he's picked up a point.
U Mumba.
And I think Brijendra Singh Chaudhary should have done better. Wait. There was nowhere really that Sandeep Dhul could have gone. A little hair touch. That's all he needed. On the other side, the right corner should have been higher up. And should have been closer.
Piche ho jao, piche. That's obviously what he's trying to say. That is Arjun Deshwal. He wants to get back in, and he knows in his absence there's a massive opportunity for U Mumba to claw their way back into this contest.
Look at how high U Mumba are playing now, but that is the risk that they take. Harendra Kumar isn't the man you want in a big moment. He's a little bit of the weak link in that entire U Mumba defense. Goes head first. It's not great technique, sadly, from Harendra. And unfortunately, all the good work from U Mumba comes undone because they had them on the ropes. They had them properly on the ropes.
Don't mind Ajit Kumar coming in regularly to raid because he's been fantastic. Oh, he's got it. This is exactly what I was talking about. This is exactly what we were talking about. He's fantastic. He's already picked up a multi-raid. He had a multi-raid in the first half, and this time around, he's possibly almost cleaned up that side.
Yeah, superb raid yet again. Super raid from Ajit. He is the super raider for U Mumba tonight. 2 super raids in this game. And just like that, U Mumba have drawn level.
What is your challenge? 2 points. Okay, please go back. TV umpire, Jaipur Pink Panther challenge 2 points. Our decision 3 points. Please review.
Look, U Mumba, at the end of the day, wouldn't mind this review too much because, look, Jaipur Pink Panthers are taking a chance. If it fails, U Mumba have already lost their review. Jaipur also will end up losing that review. That is one, yes.
Yeah, that was on Deepak Singh. Then on the way back, nice thrust of the foot. In comes Brijendra Chaudhary. Just a two. I don't think Brijendra got a touch on him, but he won't mind that. A multi-point raid. 2 men gone. That leaves only 2 on court for the Jaipur Pink Panthers. But look at the thrust there. That is the thrust of the ankle to get away from the right corner. Then a nice touch off the chest of Nitin Rawal. But I don't think Brijendra actually came into contact. Very smart from the all-rounder.
And also it makes it easier for the team to take a review for this, isn't it? Because the only question that needs to be asked will be to Brijendra. And he knows he's at least a few centimeters away from the retreating raider. Yes. So it's fairly easy there.
Okay. Thank you. Review successful. 2 points. U Mumba. Captain, you have retained your 2 points.
So Jaipur will keep their review. A 2-point raid, and it should be 18-17 as a result. Now just timeout being called I think it's just an issue with the score. But what a raid from Ajit Kumar yet again. He's had one super raid, a 4-point effort. Now another multi-point raid. And 17-18, suddenly U Mumba sniffing blood. The defense coming alive. They're looking a bit more aggressive. Just that intent was lacking, RK, in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it, how this game has panned out. I think you made that point towards the end of the first half. Look, definitely Jaipur Pink Panthers over the course of the first 20 looked a far better side than U Mumba. But the difference wasn't much between the two sides. What, 4 points?
And that's the thing. I don't think Jaipur are actually playing at their best. But U Mumba were playing subpar kabaddi. And I think that's why Jaipur were only ahead by 3 or 4. We've also got a second and third game coming to you tonight in the race to the playoffs. Patna Pirates, without a doubt, the best team in the competition at the moment. They take on Pavan Sehrawat and the Bengaluru Bulls. Patna have already assured themselves a spot in the top 2, therefore a spot in the semi-finals directly. Bengaluru Bulls looking for a spot in the top 2.
Yeah, keen to look at the kind of team that they would want to field as Patna Pirates, because they've already qualified and they did make a couple of changes last evening when they took the mat. You had the likes of Monu Goyat coming back, not necessarily successful, yes, but Ramahar Singh was ready to ring in the changes there.
Look at that score difference for Patna, plus 118. That is how dominant the Pirates have been. 3-time champions, no Pardeep Narwal this season. They look an even better side. Puneri Paltan, U Mumba, 7th and 8th at the moment. Jaipur 9th. Puneri Paltan heading upwards in the right direction. Telugu Titans, Bengal Warriors, the only two teams out of the reckoning for the playoffs at this stage. So you've got 9 teams still in the race for 5 spots. All right, here we go. Live action back underway. Jaipur down to just 2 men. U Mumba's defense looking hungry. This is where they will be eyeing an all-out. Yet again, I think a technical issue. I hope that clock gets reset. The clock is still moving. But it continues. And we continue as well.
Yeah, let's keep going here. It's 1 against 7. The bonus line is active as we speak. Brijendra Singh Chaudhary has picked up a raid point already on the night.
And this is a crucial moment for U Mumba. Fasal comes in. Oh, I think he's got it. I think he may have his fingertips over the midline. And yet again, when U Mumba have Jaipur on the ropes, they have let them off the hook. Abhishek Singh saying he came in later. And I think 3 is going to be given. Abhishek says, I came in later, but they don't have a review. This is where the review is so critical. Hold on to it for later.
3 points.
Super 8.
Absolutely massive in the context of the game. The reason why we say that is you just thought U Mumba are coming back into this contest. But let's look at Abhishek actually. Ooh, that's tight. But he's on the boil. He's been on the edge for a while now, is Abhishek.
And I think Fazal also had a part to play there. Fazal should have come around to the front of the body to close him down. He allowed for the hands to remain free. And U Mumba, when they could have had an all-out and actually broken ahead in the game, find themselves 4 points behind. Let's just have another look at this. Rinku does well. Fazal just there. Tumbles over yet again. Fazal carries too much speed in. Rather than landing into the body, goes over him and allows a bit of freedom. He's not had a great season, Fazal Atarchali, the defender. The leader, very good.
1 against 4 at the moment. Arjun Deshwal back in the mix. Has he been pinned down? This is much better from U Mumba. The struggle is on, but I guess that is that. The whistle goes. Arjun Deshwal goes back.
Arjun Deshwal back on the bench. It's a confident looking U Mumba defense minus Fazal Atarchali. That will give Fazal plenty of heart. Rahul Sethpal, he has been a crucial cog ever since he's come into this side. Now U Mumba back to within 3. Ajit Kumar, the raider yet again. He's been on the prowl for a while. We haven't seen too many points from the left raider when they've been down to 4, and he's been critical.
That's funny when you look at that defense of U Mumba and you looked at where Arjun Deshwal was picked up from. It was pretty much the same area where Fazal Atrachali committed that error, isn't it? It's funny how it goes, but he still got to wait for his turn to get back onto the mat.
Yeah, you come back on in sequence of you going off as well, so the revival for Fazal will have to wait. Sachin Narwal heads back because the next raid now for U Mumba will be a do-or-die raid. And Kamlesh, the big man, 6'3", this man, he is a tall unit, but he has been brought down easily. The taller you are, sometimes the harder you fall. And he came down pretty quickly.
Yeah, and that was also a very quick raid, actually. I think he could still take, or could have taken time.
And when you've got that height advantage, you don't actually have to take such a big step into the zone of the left corner. You could afford to actually sit back and then launch a kick in because you've got the height advantage. He was actually inside the bonus line. And that's just playing into the hands of Sandeep Dhul. Oh, that is a good dash. That is a marvellous dash. Rinku coming in from the right corner, times it to perfection.
It's amazing the number of times the corners have to come in for the dash, actually. But Fazal Atrachali is back in the mix. That is excellent. Well timed, spot on.
Yeah, good work. This is a great game. 12.5 minutes to go. 3-point lead for Jaipur. This game is far from done. U Mumba with Ajit Kumar driving through. Oh, what a raid. Ajit Kumar, you absolute superstar, gets to a Super 10 with yet another super raid, you would think. Oh no, just two. What an effort from the left raider.
Yeah, he wants 3, I guess, but no reviews remaining for them. 1 here, and on the way back, there's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's clear. That is clear. 3 points. I think they're going to revise.
Yeah, it looked like 3 straight away. I mean, we called a super raid. They don't have a review, remember, U Mumba. Rajguru egging on that defense because that's where they've been let down, U Mumba. Will they revise their decision? Oh no, they haven't. They haven't. And U Mumba again don't have a review, so Jaipur still with 2 men on the mat and not 1.
It's 22-21 at the moment. Slender lead. It could have been completely different had that verdict gone in favour of U Mumba, but that is not to be with 11.5 minutes to go. Now, look at that one. They didn't deem that as a touch.
Well, in that case, he's gone out. So, in that sense, Ajit Kumar should have gone off as well, if that's not a touch. So, not the decision that we expected for sure.
Green card warning.
The green card warning to Ajit Kumar. Obviously, he's frustrated because he was questioning that last decision. Now, opportunity for a super tackle for Jaipur, but opportunity for an all-out yet again for U Mumba. They haven't been able to make it count, but they'll be hoping this is the time. That is better from Ajit.
Yeah, just fantastic this one. Just got the defenders where they wanted, where he wanted them to be, and picking up that point and coming back. Hopefully from here on, U Mumba can effect an all-out. Shouldn't commit those silly errors. Or has he got a toe touch? Rinku is gone. Not for the first time have they been flummoxed, but the Raider. Is that a bonus as well? I thought that's a bonus.
He asked for it. He wants a review for a bonus. This is where Jaipur do have the review. Oh, he stepped on the line. Hang on. Brijendra, you were offered a freebie bonus, but you didn't take it. Now super tackle opportunity. Now Abhishek Singh steps up. Nitin Rawal on the left. Brijendra on the right side. Abhishek Singh stretching out, looking for a touch on Nitin. Looks a little nervy, Abhishek Singh. Has to be said. Now watch out. Here comes Nitin Rawal. And he's got him. Abhishek Singh, not for the first time this season, has really been disappointing when it comes to a super tackle opportunity. That is a really bad raid from him.
Well, you can't blame the U Mumba management for that, can you? You can't blame Fazal Atrachali for that, because you've sent in your best raider and he has gone in and he had the opportunity, but he was extremely tentative throughout the course of those 20-25 seconds.
Yeah, we said it halfway through the raid. He looked nervous, he looked nervy. Let's jump into a Dhani wants freedom strategic timeout.
शॉपिंग की पुश कर रहे हो, पेमेंट पुश करो ना। धनी वन फ्रीडम कार्ड पे मिलता है 5 लाख तक एट 0 इंटरेस्ट। मतलब खरीदो अभी एंड पे लेटर इन 3 इजी पेमेंट्स। तो हो जाओ फ्री। डाउनलोड धनी।
कौन कहता है एंकल होल्ड करके सक्सेस नहीं पा सकते? रनिंग हैंड टच करके ड्रीम्स भी तो छुए जा सकते हैं। हर खेल कुछ सिखाता है, नए सपने दिखाता है। ड्रीम बिग, ड्रीम 11।
इस खेल में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व है और इसकी आदत पड़ सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें।
Super fast delivery only on Netflix.
पहाड़ सामने आ जाए ये आगे बढ़ेगा, मौसम बदले पर ये ना झुकेगा। टाटा योद्धा, इसके मुकाबले में कोई नहीं टिक पाएगा। पावरफुल इंजन, मजबूत सस्पेंशन, बड़ी लोड बॉडी, ज्यादा कमाई और संपूर्ण सेवा का वादा। टाटा योद्धा, भरोसा हर कदम।
असली विनर वही जो गेम को रिस्पेक्ट करे। प्ले फेयर, प्ले रिस्पॉन्सिबली। ऑन 823।
इस खेल में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व है और इसकी आदत पड़ सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें।
22-26 back from the Dhani One Freedom strategic timeout. And U Mumba yet again just losing out on the opportunity to close out and all out. And that's actually been the problem for them this season. Given the personnel they have, they should have got the job done by now. And as it stands as a result, Jaipur out in front. They will then move into the top 6 on the points table. Got RK and myself, Suhail Chandok in the com box. Jaipur Pink Panthers, with Sanjeev Balyan at the helm there in the coaching staff, have looked rock solid, much like the Tata Yoddha has. A picture of solidity on our roads. Brilliant versatility, agile, much like our Tata ace. Top 3 defenders as well, Nitin Rawal, Rinku and Sandeep Thul tonight.
No big surprises, to be honest. I think U Mumba have been very ordinary as far as the defensive scheme of things is concerned. I think they picked up 2 tackle points in the first half. That was towards the final few moments. And then they picked up 2 more in the second over the course of 10 minutes there.
Yeah, 22-26. And RK, I think we were talking earlier in the break. Just the ability to close out and all out is so key to a Kabaddi team winning a game. And for U Mumba, Ajit Kumar, when it comes down to 3 or 4, is absolutely brilliant. But apart from him, they're struggling to find that man who can close things out. Defensively as well, they just let it slip a little bit. But with 9 minutes to go, there's still plenty of time. And yet again, they've got Jaipur down to 3.
Nitin Rawal probably is the target. I think that's the indication that was given by Fazal Atrachali. Oh, he's been floored. He's been floored. That is a super tackle as well, which means 2 more points. Are Jaipur beginning to run away with things here?
Yeah, back-to-back super tackles will hurt the ego, will hurt the morale. They've got to find belief, U Mumba. Pavan TR this time launches and has him completely done and dusted all on his own. 2 super tackles back-to-back. And that has really hurt the scoreline for the Season 2 champions. It's an age-old rivalry. Jaipur at the moment out in front. Arjun Deshwal, a former U Mumba man, now controlling the pace of the game.
Exactly. Jaipur Pink Panthers are going to tell U Mumba, now it's your chance to bring the game to us, because we're going to sit back and relax to a certain extent, of course. We're going to consume time. And this is a Jaipur Pink Panther side minus Deepak Nivasuda. Remember that as well. Do or die raid here. as we speak. 1 against 4. It's not easy. Sachin Narwal goes in for Fazal Atrachali. He's okay so far. He's still going deep out there.
They're Fazal waiting for the opportunity. Now pounces. Fazal comes in with the real aggression from the left side. They needed those moments. They need to ride on these moments to try and build a bit of momentum.
I'll tell you what, if the Raider had been safe here, that would have been game, set and match in favour of Jaipur Pink Panthers, because that would have been a super raid and that would have meant a 9-point difference and on the verge of U Mumba being all out as well. That would have been curtains for U Mumba.
Now the big man comes in, Kamlesh. He's a little slow on the turn, but he's got the height advantage. He's got to use it though. Don't step too deep in. Use your height, use your leverage with the long limbs. He heads back instead. Just a little slow. The big man Kamlesh. And they've looked to him instead of Shivam. U Mumba tonight. Shivam also on the court. Or rather Harinder alongside Rinku. And yet again Arjun Deshwal playing with the clock. Because the next raid now in sequence is a do or die raid for U Mumba. And he'll have to call for either a substitution in the form of Shivam or bank on Kamlesh in a super tackle, which I'm not sure will be the right choice.
Substitution, U Mumba, please come.
They are going in with a substitute.
First attack right corner, second one acha nahi, okay? 14 out, 61 in.
Yeah, go for the right corner. Go for the right corner. That's the first instruction. Now, it's a high-risk strategy that Jaipur Pink Panthers have employed by slowing down the pace of the game. Just a single point by worth it, because you're down to 2 men now, Jaipur Pink Panthers.
That's a very good substitution from U Mumba. Bringing Shivam on, taking Kamlesh off. He should be the man there. Much quicker is Shivam. Drives through the midline, gets the job done, and now U Mumba have to believe. Jaipur again back to just 2 men. And this is the opportunity for U Mumba. They've got to get the all out. That is their chance to put this game back into contention.
Oh, he's done all right. He has done all right, is Arjun Deshwal. He is picking up points at will. Is that another super raid? There you go, super raid for Jaipur Pink Panthers. Every time U Mumba have tried to get close to Jaipur Pink Panthers, the boys from Jaipur have shown who they are and what they are made of.
Not for the first time, not for the second time, but for the third time U Mumba have slipped on an opportunity to close out on an all-out. And that unfortunately is exactly what's hurting them. Now Abhishek Singh yet again looking a little low on confidence. There you go. The footwork, not what we're used to seeing from Abhishek, and gets tackled quite easily in the end. I wonder whether there's either a fitness issue or just a mindset issue from Abhishek Singh. All through tonight, he just hasn't looked himself.
Time out.
Yeah, hopefully U Mumba will benefit from this breather, because I guess they need one to compose themselves as we head across to our Dhani One Freedom strategic timeout.
Show me the blaze.
My style is blazing. My style can outshine the stars and make the world shine. My style is 5G. The new Vivo Y75 5G. It's my 5G style.
Vivo.
वो देखो, बायजूस क्लासेस में इंडिया के एक्सपर्ट टीचर्स कॉन्सेप्ट समझाते हैं, क्लास टीचर्स डाउट्स क्लियर कराते हैं। तो जब ट्यूशन टू गुड है, रिजल्ट्स भी टू गुड ही होंगे। बायजूस क्लासेस with the 2 teacher advantage. Attend a free class. Download Byju's app now.
7 करोड़ खिलाड़ी, 100 से ज्यादा गेम्स, पर मैदान सिर्फ एक। विंजो, अपनी मनपसंद गेम्स खेलो और करोड़ों इनाम जीतो। डाउनलोड द ऐप फ्रॉम winzogames.com।
इस गेम में वित्तीय जोखिम की संभावना है और इसकी लत लग सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें।
So, lab test from M5.
How's that?
अब लैब टेस्ट घर बैठे बैठे एम फाइन।
आई एम फाइन थैंक्स टू एम फाइन।
शॉपिंग की पुश कर रहे हो, पेमेंट पुश करो ना। धनी वन फ्रीडम कार्ड पे मिलता है 5 लाख तक एट 0 इंटरेस्ट। मतलब खरीदो अभी एंड पे लेटर इन 3 इजी पेमेंट्स। तो हो जाओ फ्री, डाउनलोड धनी।
Back from the Dhani One Freedom strategic timeout. RK, 8-point lead for Jaipur. U Mumba have looked a good team for 75%. And that final 25% means an all-out or not.
Yeah, you can understand what the chat is there in that camp because Jaipur Pink Panthers are looking all right as we speak. 57 points into the top 6. But I wonder what the chat is as far as Fazal Atrachali and his U Mumba boys are all about. But we'll wait and watch what that game is all about because Patna Pirates are in action up against Bengaluru Bulls. Mohammad Reza Shadlu up against Pavan Sarawat and Bharat. Let's not forget Bharat there. That's going to be one very good encounter. They're just getting ready for Pavan Sarawat, I'm sure, because he's the superstar raider out there. So 32-24.
The only chance I think U Mumba have now is to deal in super tackles. You have 2 men here. A super tackle means a 6-point game. You'll still have then a super tackle opportunity with 3 men on court. They've got to believe. Jaipur, meanwhile, will want to put the game to bed right here.
And this man can do it because he's looked supremely confident, quite unlike an Abhishek on the night. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He hasn't taken points. It simply doesn't matter there.
That's a good effort from Shivam defensively. Now he's got to consolidate. Get a bonus minimum. Pick up a bonus. Go again if you have to. They'll give it to you. There you go. Take the bonus, head back. That's a very smart raid from Shivam. Now, look for the super tackle.
That super tackle can take you to 27. It becomes a 5-point game here. 3.5 minutes to go on the clock. Now he's in a bit of a dilemma. He's not going to waste time. He's going to try and pick up a point at least. Arjun Deshwal. There's Rinku. There's hovering around. Has he picked up a point? No. Again, excellent work from Shivam so far at least. Oh no. It's well done. Well done.
Oh, that is brilliant. That is just exceptional. And remember, he's not a defender. He is a raider, Shivam. And he's a tall man at that. Now again, pinch a quick bonus and head back. Has to be the mandate. There you go. Go again. Bonus. There you go. Head back now. Smart work. Now a do-or-die raid. Now a do-or-die raid. 6-point game.
Jaipur Pink Panthers.
Great time to take a timeout here as we head across to our M-Fine Coaches Corner.
And the big moments is where you win big games, you win seasons. It all hinges on those pressure-filled.
नहीं लॉबी से मुझे भी लग रहा है संभवतः अजीत कुमार आउट हैं।
Okay, thank you. Review successful. Raider out 1 point. Jaipur Pink Panther. Captain, you have written your review. Raider out.
मुबारक
1 point. Jaipur
10
Pink
पॉइंट
Panther.
की लीड बन गई। अजीत कुमार आउट हुए पर अजीत कुमार ने अपना काम किया है। सुपर 10 लगाया है, 3 मल्टी पॉइंट रेड की हैं। उनके कैप्टन नहीं चले, फजल अत्राचली ये नहीं चलते हैं, यू मुंबा नहीं जीतती है।
वीवो टॉप 3 रेडर्स अजीत कुमार और अर्जुन देसवाल दोनों के 11-11।
1 point. Jaipur Pink Panther.
और अब तो फजल अत्राचली खिसियाकर जिसे कहते हैं खेलना तकरीबन वही कर रहे हैं। एक और फील्ड टैकल उनका।
खिसियाई बिल्ली खंबा नोचे समझ में आता है, ये बिल्ली नहीं ये तो शेर हैं और शेर इस तरह के लूज टैकल करे तो हैरानी नहीं दुख होता है।
1 point. U Mumba.
जर्सी नंबर 66 आउट। चलिए आखिरी लम्हों के कुछ पॉइंट्स एक दूसरे के बन जाते हैं ऐसे। बड़ा फासला है। जयपुर पिंक पैंथर्स बहुत ही बेहतर स्थिति में इस मुकाबले के अंदर।
और दूसरी बात ये संजय दा, अगर 7 पॉइंट या उससे कम मार्जिन से हारे मुंबा को 1 अंक मिलेगा, पॉइंट हो जाएंगे 54। अगले 2 मैच जीते 64, यानी प्लेऑफ के आसपास का रास्ता रहेगा उनका।
यू मुंबा 17 फरवरी को यूपी योद्धा से खेलेंगे, यानी कि परसों, और 19 को खेलेंगे गुजरात जायंट्स से। 2 मुकाबले यू मुंबा के भी बाकी हैं।
और दोनों ऐसी टीमें यूपी और गुजरात जो बिल्कुल पूरी तरह से अलाइव हैं, बनी हुई हैं प्लेऑफ की दौड़ में।
अर्जुन देसवाल कह रहे हैं गिनती गिनिए, हमने अपना काम बखूबी निभा दिया है। क्या एक और सुपर रेड हम देखेंगे अंत में?
हाँ जी दादा, चौका है ये, सुपर नहीं ये डुपर रेड है।
4 पॉइंट,
साथ में बोनस भी लीजिए। पंजा है ये, पंजा मारा है, पैंथर का पंजा है ये। और ये स्टेटमेंट है जयपुर पिंक पैंथर्स की कि वो एक धमक के साथ, बड़े मार्जिन के साथ टॉप 6 में आने वाले हैं।
यू मुंबा जयपुर पिंक पैंथर्स को ऑल आउट के नजदीक ले जाकर ऑल आउट नहीं कर सके। जयपुर पिंक पैंथर्स को भी 2 मैचेस खेलने हैं, तेलुगु टाइटंस और पुनेरी पल्टन से, और वो जो ऑल आउट नहीं कर सके वहीं से कहानी पलटी और यू मुंबा इतनी बड़ी शिकस्त के नजदीक चले गए। राइडर आउट, 1 पॉइंट जयपुर पिंक पैंथर्स।
दीपक हुड्डा नहीं खेले, उसके बावजूद जयपुर पिंक पैंथर्स ने अपने सबसे पुराने प्रतिद्वंद्वी यू मुंबा को 16 पॉइंट से हराया नहीं, रौंदा है और एक बड़ी जीत के साथ टॉप 6 में पहुंच गए हैं। नंबर 6 पे पहुंच गई है संजीव बालियान साहब की टीम।
बिल्कुल, इस सीजन इससे पहले मिली शिकस्त का बदला भी पूरा कर दिया जयपुर पिंक पैंथर्स ने। सुल्तान फजल अत्रा चली, एक बार फिर नहीं चले, और जब भी वो चलते नहीं हैं मुंबई को निराशा हाथ लगती है। फिलहाल जयपुर पिंक पैंथर्स 6ठी पायदान पर पहुंच गए हैं, लेकिन टॉप 6 पर बने रहना, पहुंचना अलग बात है, और वहां बने रहना अब एक अलग चुनौती होगी तमाम टीमों के साथ।
ये लीजिए, जयपुर नंबर 6 पे आ गए हैं, गुजरात 7 पे खिसक गए हैं। दोनों के पास 2-2 मैच बाकी हैं, सेम नंबर ऑफ पॉइंट हैं। बुल्स अगर जीते 65 पॉइंट के साथ नंबर 2 पे आएंगे, उनका स्कोर डिफरेंस पॉजिटिव में है। पटना जीते हारे नंबर 1 पे रहेंगे, सेमीफाइनल डायरेक्ट खेलेंगे, ये बात कंफर्म है। ये लीजिए अगले मैच की पुष्टि। पटना चाहेंगे कि जीत की रिदम बनी रहे। बुल्स अगर आज ना जीत पाए तो आखिरी मैच जीतना जरूरी भी होगा, फिर प्रार्थनाएं भी करनी पड़ेंगी। पवन पे निर्भर है, जीत का सूत्र बुल्स के लिए पवन के हाथ में है। और यहां शादलू जो बाल खोल के कुछ ज्यादा ही कमाल के लग रहे हैं। कमाल आप दर्शकों ने किया है, जो प्यार दिया है कबड्डी को, प्यार बरसाते रहिए। हम लौटेंगे छोटे से ब्रेक के बाद।
किसने कहा कि हाई जंप नाम ऊंचा नहीं कर सकते? रनिंग हैंड टच करके ड्रीम्स भी तो छुए जा सकते हैं। हर खेल कुछ सिखाता है, नए सपने दिखाता है। ड्रीम बिग, ड्रीम 11।
इस खेल में वित्तीय जोखिम के तत्व है और इसकी आदत पड़ सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें।
Sir, lab test from M5.
How's that?
अब लैब टेस्ट घर बैठे बैठे M5।
I'm fine thanks to M5। देखिए हीरो इंडियन सुपर लीग उड़ीसा FC वर्सेस चेन्नई FC 16 फरवरी शाम 7:20 पर लाइव स्टार स्पोर्ट्स नेटवर्क, डिज्नी प्लस, हॉटस्टार और जियो टीवी पर।
Hero Indian Super League is presented by Hero Motocorp in partnership with Apollo Tires, Byju's Keep Learning, and Parry Match News.
Variety like no other, only on Netmix.
3 साल हो गए रिटायर हुए, पर कबड्डी का जुनून कम नहीं हुआ है। होगा भी कैसे? हाउजेट पे कबड्डी जो आ गया है। इस सीजन हाउजेट पर बनाओ अपनी कबड्डी टीम। डाउनलोड हाउजेट ऐप, टीम बनाओ और जीतो रिवार्ड्स। हाउजेट कबड्डी का नया प्लेग्राउंड।
इस गेम में वित्तीय जोखिम की संभावना शामिल है और इसकी लत लग सकती है। कृपया जिम्मेदारी से और अपने जोखिम पर खेलें।
डायरेक्ट प्लान म्यूचुअल फंड स्कीम्स में खुद इन्वेस्ट करने का एक ऑप्शन है।
म्यूचुअल फंड्स खुद ही।
सी जैसे मैंने फिट रहने के लिए ट्रेनर रखा।
तो दिखता ही है भाई।
पर तू तो सेल्फ मेड है भाई।
देख, मुझे फिटनेस की नॉलेज है तो आई मेड माय ओन ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम।
और तेरे ट्रेनर के पैसे भी बच गए।
हाँ,
सेम विद डायरेक्ट प्लान। यहाँ मेरे कमीशन के पैसे बच गए।
सही है।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
Vivo Pro Kabaddi is presented by Vivo in association with Dream 11, Dream Big, Tata Motors, Dash K Truck, your healthcare app. Byju's, keep learning, and mutual funds, sahi hai.
आ जाइए, पवन हाई फ्लायर सहरावत उड़ान भरने वाले हैं। बुल्स के लिए मैच जीतना जरूरी है। प्लेऑफ की दौड़ लगी हुई है। इनके हाथ में ग्रीन आर्म बैंड है। नंबर 1 रेडर हैं। बुल्स का प्रदर्शन पिछले 5 मैचेस में बहुत ज्यादा उत्साह जगाने वाला नहीं है। 2 ही जीते हैं और अगर आज जीते नंबर 2 पे आएंगे, प्लेऑफ की तरफ दौड़ लगाएंगे। मैं हूं सुनील तनेजा, कमेंट्री